We're back working on Winter's Veil, and this time we're continuing the work on the pocket letter. Hi, this is Kelly from Kelly's Creative Dream Studios, and it's been a week. There should have been a tag video up this week, and I just didn't get there because I've been busy putting stuff away, and the time just seems to disappear. But I'm here for this, and what we're going to work on tonight, you'll notice this strip down where the holes are at. Normally I would cover up that placard where the holes are at on the page protector, like we have here. But I'm going to move it in a little bit because I want to be able to get to those holes, and I don't want to disrupt the pattern that I'm going to do. So I'm going to measure this first of all. Lay that one out of the way. And to go down this placard, since I'm moving it in to on the picture, I want to go in and do the full length. So I need to do a strip that is approximately 11.5 inches. It'll be a little shy of that, but we're going to measure to 11.5. And I'm going to move this out of the way so you don't have the glare. Bring my trimmer in and know that this is the pattern I decided to go with because I won't need the floral here. I want this background. So I need to make sure this is 11.5 for starters. Cut that trim off. And then I'm going to make it about, I'm thinking maybe about 1.5 inches. Let's do this 3/4 of an inch long. Okay. We'll cut that right down there. And then I'm going to get rid of that one out of the way. And get our piece out of the way. And this is what we're going to work with. And I'm going to move the trimmer, because before I start on that, I want to go ahead and fussy cut a couple of houses here. And I broke my cheaters yesterday, so let's see how good we do without the cheaters. I just want the house, and I just want the big one because I have the big one here, so if I raise them up dimensionally, then it'll let these two houses sit back in the background. So I want to cut both of these out, just the big ones. And I realize that means cutting into the smaller ones, but that's okay. And I'm hoping I can do this. And what I want to do to raise them up and bring them to the foreground is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put them on cardstock and make them a chipboard, basically. So we're going to do this, bring this in. The other thing that I'm going to do is on the windows, I have a yellow glaze pen, and I want to color the windows in with the yellow glaze pen, because what that'll do is it'll add a brighter light to those windows, and they'll stand out more. So we'll do that, and I'll do that when we're done here tonight and show you, because I didn't bring my glaze pens over here, but I'll show you next Saturday how they turn out, because hopefully, excuse me, we had spaghetti and a glass of milk for supper, and my glass of milk is making me a little froggy. It has been so hot here again. I'm so over the heat and so over summer. I just don't want to play anymore. Okay, so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put these on the cardstock. I'm going to wind up gluing these 2 pieces of white cardstock thick. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll cut each one of them out separately and then glue them onto the next set of white cardstock. I don't know why I'm trying to be so careful when I have my glue mat sitting right here. Silly me. And I can just take and cut this in right there. And I don't have a towel with me. Let's see if I can do this without making a humongous mess over here. You know, because that's what I do. Grab me a baby wipe that is dry. And I'm going to hit it with my my distress sprayer and get that old baby wipe a little damp. So when I do this, it'll clean up that glue just nice. Okay, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do this one. And of course, you know, I'm already wearing the glue. And I haven't really started gluing anything to speak of yet, but here I am wearing the glue. And I'm going to glue this one over here. That way, when these dry and I come back to glue them onto the second set of cardstock, then I'll have room to do both of them on there. If you've not known before, the idea of taking your paper, gluing it to cardstock, and then doing it another 1 to 2 layers of the cardstock will provide you with almost like a chipboard piece. It makes it almost like you've done it on chipboard. Gives it that depth. Now, it may not feel like it now, but once that glue dries, that's where you're going to get the solidness of the thickness of making it appear as chipboard. Okay, so I've got this one out of the way. And I'm going to turn my glue upside down in its holder. And I've gone through, remember those pieces we cut out? Where we made our dovetails? I have all of these pieces and I have them sorted into little cups. Some I will use, some I won't, but they're here for me to pick through. Okay, and I'm going to get another piece of, because this just isn't going to be long enough, I'm going to get a piece of contact paper backing that I can put down here. So if I get glue anywhere, it's not going to be on my paper. I save most all of my backing from my cardstock. Okay, and to give these a little bit more dimension, I'm going to run out of room here. I am going to dust the edges so that they'll pop all on their own. Okay, so we have the silvers foil, we have the blue glitter, we have the punch outs, and we can flip them over and do any side we want. We can do this, we can do that. Same with this one. This is the one we just punched that out of. I probably will only use that front side. This one has the tree papers on it. Don't think I'm going to use any of the gray. I think I'm going to go ahead and move that one off to the side. If I change my mind, it is right here handy for me to grab. And we have this one. Has the deer butts on it. I'm not sure I'll use that one. So let's set it off to the side. Okay, and then we're going to take this. And just as if we were doing a snippet roll, I'm going to run a bit of glue. And actually I need to start at the bottom. Why do I start at the bottom? Because, oh yeah, and I was going to dust these edges. I don't know what I got sticky on the bottom of that ink pad, but I'm going to have to clean it tonight so it can quit being a pain. But I have my duster here, my ink, my thumb, and I'm just gonna worry about the front edges, the parts that are going to be showing. Most of this is going to be hidden anyway, but I'm going to go ahead and hang that one down. Then I need one that's got a little bit of contrast to it. Let's do a piece of that silver and do it on the edges. And we're just going to continue to build a snippet roll. And because I'm going to overlap them, I'm going to put a little bit of glue right there on that top. And we'll do that. Okay. Then we'll come back in with another one. Man, that milk has really given me a frog. Now I've been busy here trying to get stuff put away. I'm determined to get this office finished. And it may interrupt some of my filming. Like I said, I really wanted to do the Tag Tuesday, and I just couldn't get there. Now see how we covered that up, so we don't have to do this part here. We just need to come in with a little dot of glue there. Make sure we've got enough running up the side. Come in and add that. And this is going to give us our border. Now see, because I have glue on my fingers, that slid on me. And it's going to take it a little longer to dry on that foil than it does on the paper. Let's do us a star. Let's do the darker star on the background. And now that I'm going in the right direction, I can sit down and get this one done. And this is going to be a relatively short video, but you're going to be able to see what I'm doing and how this is going to work out, and I will have it finished for next Saturday. But we're just going to continue to build a snippet strip, which means we weren't wasting any of those cutouts that we had. Let's do, I'm picking through here. Let's go ahead and pop one of those glitter ones on there. I think they're pretty. I really like this blue glitter. And I'm trying to keep an eye on, I may have to wind up ordering more glitter paper because I don't have a lot left. And I love working with the glitter paper. I'm going to put a little dot right there. So when I set this down, I'll glue there. Today, I'm recording this on Thursday. The day's been interesting. It seems like everything I touched today wasn't really playing nice, and I wasn't sure I wanted to do this video. But I'm taking a me day tomorrow, on Friday. And if you're watching this on Saturday, Bob's at a shoot. So I'm trying to get some stuff caught up in the office. Tomorrow he is gone all day long. And I intend to, I don't know if I want to do that one. Yeah, let's do that one. I intend to get as much done in the office as I can on Sunday. I'm not getting on social media. I'm just going to plug away. I want to get all my paints finally put into place. And because until I get that done, I can't redo my Tim Holtz stuff. And I want to get my Tim Holtz stuff put away. So that's where we're at. Now I'm trying to keep this as straight as possible. So, you know, it is what it is. Go ahead and dust this one. And see, by dusting the edges, I'm making them pop. I'm trying to line these edges up so I don't get too cattywampus. Because, you know, that would be me. That would be me. Let's see. It's a different blue. Let's do this gray. Because we have gray on here too. So let's go ahead and put this gray down. And put a dot of the glue here. So see, we could have just cut these dovetails out and pitched these. But what a beautiful border, excuse me, what a beautiful border it's going to make on our page. Let's do this one. I know we've done this one before, but let's do this one again. And see, I can see that starting to go a little cattywampus. Put one there. Put this one in line. And then I'm going to move this off to the side and show you where we're going with this and how it's turning out. Let me get some of my dishes out of the way so I can lay the paper up here. And we'll lay this up. And then this one's going to come right along inside. Now I could put it here all the way over and lose my punch, but I want to leave the punch. I don't know, maybe I will. Maybe I will. Maybe we will do that. Then when I put that dimensional house on the inside, then that's going to raise it up just a little bit. I also thought about doing the same thing with the deer, which means I'll cut the deer out, I'll put them on the cardstock, and then when I'll do a couple layers of the cardstock, and then when I put them in here, they'll really pop. And that will be cool. Get that off my finger, because, you know, I have glue on my fingers. Glue on your fingers, get you a little bit of hand sanitizer. Works every time. Get the glue kind of off of there, and then I'll come back with my damp cloth. And that'll be so much better. So I'm going to keep working on this week, and we'll run it up the side. And we will get the houses dimensionalized, and I'll have them in place. And then next week, I'm going to show you what we're going to do with these, if I can get a hold of one. These are the Winter Wishes strips from the paper, and I'm going to run them right along the center of that, and that'll help seal that in. Now this one's a little wider, so I may have to go back and cut another wider one. We'll see. And I'm also thinking about turning one of these into a shaker pocket with snow. What do you think? Wouldn't that be cool? We'd have to do it on one of the empty ones. Or maybe even do it in one with the houses. We'll see. But that's my plan for next week. There will not be a video on Monday because I will be working in the office all day Sunday and I will not be recording, and there may not be one on Tuesday. Because if Bob's going to be gone all day Sunday, I want to spend Monday with him. So I don't think there's going to be a video. I know there won't be one Monday. I don't think there's going to be one Tuesday. We may be back to, and I am working on this. What I may do is bring this one in on Friday. And then we'll come back to this on Saturday. So in the meantime, tell me down below, which one of these do you think I ought to do a shaker card? A, B, C, D, E, or F? Top, bottom, left, right, center, you tell me. I'd love to have your input. In the meantime, please remember to like, to share, subscribe, and creative blessings.